How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and in this video, I have a pretty interesting clip that I'm going to play in a few minutes that talks about DigiByte Brand Awareness growing. But first of all, I just like to talk about the number one thing that probably has been pushing DigiByte Brand Awareness, which is the fact that they continuously, over the past couple of weeks, in multiple days, have been performing at the number one position. It's not uncommon to see DigiByte with these 21% gains, and especially while all eyes are sort of on cryptocurrency because of the Bitcoin halving and a lot of these other residual variables that have been sort of occurring, of course, in the global space, a lot of new attention on cryptocurrency. The sort of, just clicking, the coin market cap 24-hour change and seeing DigiByte popping up there has put DigiByte in front of a lot of new eyes, and it's been interesting to see the shift that we've actually seen in the DigiByte community and the people who advocate or even just follow DigiByte news, all the different Twitter accounts that are associated with DigiByte as a brand. So it has been interesting to actually been watching the evolution of the cryptocurrency community happening in this way. This sort of organic fluctuation of who is interested in cryptocurrency at any given time is really nothing new. Now Bitcoin goes through it continuously, especially I would say the 2017 era was probably one of the greater paradigm shifting aspects of Bitcoin, and seeing how these different things. But I'd just like to start off with this article right here. DigiByte Jared Tate and Andrew have authorized Blockchain 2035 with 18 chapters. The DigiByte community is growing day to day, not willing to complicate things, but many people have agreed that DigiByte is the real deal. Many of them are putting their DGB, are putting away their BTC and buying DGB, which is pretty interesting. And I think it does say a lot about the DigiByte blockchain, the things that we continuously do talk about on here. I'm not going to go as far as to be outlandish and say that DigiByte could be the Bitcoin killer, but I would pick it as any catalyst as much as any. If you want to talk about a crypto that's been around the block, is well spread around the world and has its own, unique mission. We talk about DigiID, DigiAssets, the blockchain, and of course the resounding fact that DigiByte is of course faster than Bitcoin. Which I think it does sort of show there's a level of I would say immature, in the Bitcoin way. It hasn't matured yet. The whole concept of it is still, the whole community is still sort of wrapped up around the gullibility of paying attention to moment price fluctuations. And I don't think that people have really had the wake up call. Of course, the current global health issues are a compounding sort of thing that it's sort of the reckoning that is to come, but I don't think that it's the catalyst that we need necessarily just yet. But still, Bitcoin volatility higher than S&P 500 again, but lower than oil, which is interesting to see how with all this volatility, even Bitcoin seems less volatile. Volatility being sort of the name of the game currently. Bitcoin halving incentivizes miners to sell for double, and this is interesting as well. Just as we've been watching the mining and sort of all the different aspects of these things that have been culminating, different variables that really can't be ignored. Comparison of Bitcoin to other markets, so it's just how early investors truly are. Bitcoin has seen unprecedented growth throughout the past decade, but as a market is still increasingly small, incredibly small. It's not increasingly, but still comparatively, of course. But the visual comparison of BTC's market size as compared to that of other assets and market, it is definitely interesting to see, different allocations and comparison of Bitcoin to other markets shows that investors are still early. Which we keep saying on here, just pointing out how early, in fact, we are. But anyway, my friend, CryptoCurrently, always makes awesome content. You can check out his Twitter at currently on Twitter, but I'm going to play just a short clip of his from one of his YouTube videos that yeah, you guys can go and check him out. Make sure you give him a follow and let him know that I sent you. Just giving him a quick shout out. But I'm just going to play a quick minute or so of his video right here because he did talk about DigiByte Brand Awareness in a way that, I mean, if I were to say, I feel like I would just be regurgitating some of the points that he went over. So without any further ado, we're going to hand it off to him for a second and just let him, play his little clip from his video.
Last bit of news to cover before I get into the last two reasons DigiByte's brand awareness is growing. The community info paper has been released. I know this was a couple days ago. I'm a little bit late on that, so I won't go long-winded into details, but I'll provide a link to this website. You can click on the info paper right here to download it so you can read through it yourself. It's a fantastic job, great imagery, and it was well written. So again, I'll provide a link to it in the description below so you can go through it on your own time. So the second way DigiByte's brand awareness is continuing to grow is through this tweet here, simple login. They say they are collaborating with AntomID, the world's first blockchain-powered password generator, to create the best and privacy-respected login experiences. I know this has been reported by a couple different people, but I don't think they went into detail on kind of what simple login is. So I'm going to do that for you and then explain how that translates to brand awareness for DigiByte. So simple login, I think it's a great idea. It's the first time I've ever heard of anything like it. I don't know if they're the first to do it, but definitely something I'm going to look into. Basically, you can create alias email addresses. So the next time a website asks you for an email address, you just create a new alias instead of using your real email address. And you can receive emails from that alias. So all emails that are sent to an alias are forwarded to your real email address without the sender ever knowing anything. And you can quickly manage your aliases with their browser extension and mobile apps. And I just think the concept is amazing. Instead of using your real email address, the same email address for every single account that you own out there, you could create an alias email address to just add that extra level of security for yourself and your personal information. Some details about the project being 100.
So if you want to watch the rest of that, just go ahead and search for him on YouTube or Twitter, however you're going to do it. But I just saw his video popped up when I looked up Bitcoin, #Bitcoin videos, and it's cool to see how his channel's come a long way. But if you want to find that, I mean, I'll retweet it as well. And yeah, I mean, it is interesting just to see how the DigiByte awareness and all these other compounding aspects of the cryptocurrency space have been making a interesting waves. Bitcoin currently at 8,984 at the presently current time of recording this video. And I want to talk about this right here, which I think is something that people don't talk about enough. Bitcoin's usefulness in illicit trade might undercut its fundamental message, which I think is completely overrated. I think that it's one of those things that it's bull crap because, you talk about this sort of, it's like the number one way that they attack Bitcoin, but like US cash is more illicit, than Bitcoin. I mean, because it's it's just currency in general. People trade all laptops. People trade their MacBook, and it's just as underhanded. That's one of those nuanced arguments that it's a bit too philosophical for right now, but it needed to be said. But regardless, I think that I covered a lot of good stuff. I mean, I got to give CryptoCurrently a platform here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe we'll have him as a guest on the show. But yeah, that being said, remember, I'm not your dad. I'm not your financial advisor. Simply a man making videos about cryptocurrency. But yeah, all that being said, make sure you guys comment down below and let us know what you think. There are some very interesting things happening in the cryptocurrency world right now, and we'll continue to pay very close attention to them and watch how a lot of these different aspects compile and come together. And it is interesting just to see the DigiByte bull run in full swing as it continues. 0.023 is pretty nice. But yeah, all that being said, I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one.